Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to Fantasy for the Ages, the show where father and son talk about fantasy, science fiction, and other nerdiness we enjoy. This is a tiny talk, quick take episode that just I'm bringing to you today, a Just Jim episode. Zach is off doing his own things today. Besides, he hasn't watched what I'm going to talk about. I want to just react for you today about Vikings season 1 on Prime Video. This has been out for a number of seasons now, but you might be like me. You might have hesitated to watch this, or you just hadn't got around to it. I only watched season 1 back in December, so, 3 months ago. I also went on to watch season 2, and I'm about to start season 3. So I figured it's time to get out here with my quick take. So, in 5 minutes or less, I just want to talk to you about my feelings, my reactions to the Vikings. Now, let's be clear, it is Vikings, not the Vikings. The Vikings play football. Vikings is a terrific show. I will admit it starts kind of slow as it's building up, laying some foundation, but you get a few episodes in and you'll forget about the slowness that was going on. I do want to remind you this is spoiler free. So don't worry if you haven't watched it yet. Feel comfortable hanging out with me and hearing what I have to say. Now, this is set, trying to set itself historically in the time of the Vikings when they were exploring the world, but not for exploration's sake. They were pilfering, ravaging, raping, burning, whatever they wanted to do. The Vikings did this for a way to support their lifestyle. Some Vikings are farmers, some Vikings are merchants, some Vikings are craftsmen, but a lot of Vikings go out when it's time for the spring raid. And there is a power base, a government structure that's on display here. So every Viking doesn't just go do what he wants. You have basically fealty to somebody and you raid for that person. In this show, the guy that you can see just here next to me in the background, he's a Viking that has ideas. He's got thoughts on where we could go instead of where our current ruler says we should go. And he just wants to share his ideas and help everybody get rich with him. Unfortunately, not everybody sees it that way. They have their own ideas. And when you are the person in power and others are trying to get people excited about doing things differently than the way you are saying, you can take that as a threat. This is a season where we get to see a young family man Viking try to influence things in new ways and get smacked down for it, and yet try to overcome and rise up in the world. I found the show pretty authentic in a lot of the ways it portrays things as I understand history and the Vikings. They're really leaning into the costumes, into the warfare, into the way they interact with each other and the power struggles. We also get elements of their faith, the way they're based on what they believed, which leads them to go out and raid because that's what every good God-fearing Viking would do. The show certainly doesn't go easy on the gore. I mean, it's all in. These are Vikings, okay? So you should see what Vikings do. And I didn't feel like they went cheap on the effects. It made for a visceral show at times and kind of gets you really immersed in the world. The plot, like I said, it's a little slow at first, but then it picks up and the season ends with a bang and very satisfying and made me eager to start season 2, which again I did right after watching season 1. So I would recommend this show if you're not too put off by gore, because there's definitely some violence and dying and such. I mean, you're going to get that with Vikings. That doesn't bother you too much. Check out Vikings on Prime Video. And that's where I'll leave you. We'll talk to you next time.